I went up to Ravenna. Was pissed they nailed my tire and glassed them. You know they can hear me. Protect the light case. Okay? So I'm out there, I'm driving around, and I pull over and I park. Tell them about all the people from the shower scene to the dark confessions. Some idiot women walk by and try to blame Will from the FBI again. Will didn't know anything, and Will didn't do anything. It's not Will's fault, and I'm tired of people blaming the FBI. Will's secretary, last conversation, Will, those police up there better get a hold of this. We're busy. He turned me over to police protective custody. He didn't know anything, and he didn't look into it because he was busy. Put me in protective custody. Okay? And so stop blaming somebody who just didn't do their job and look into something and didn't know anything. And stop blaming the FBI. None of this is funny. Oh, I seen the blue car up there too. The one that went to paint. Yeah, they need to get up in Ravenna. You can find them. Yeah, the one that looks like the guy cooking show. Seen his vehicle. They think they're funny. They're not. Some idiot last night came in the gas station. Some guys calling around telling everybody not to believe them. Okay? And not to help. Well, that's your low IQ for not helping when somebody's got all this evidence and a real state case and a real protective light case that all the police can get into and watch and see these heinous crimes. It's like when they did the Amish men for the beards and they got them nailed to rights. It's the only time police or anybody can be in your home. It's protective life custody. Who do you report anybody for surveillance in your home? FBI, ICE, local police department, and Department of Justice. Under the Fourth Amendment, right to privacy is illegal search and seizure. Further into the law, police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life. Failure to notify for initiating and speaking to anyone in their home is abuse and misconduct, and failure to protect is abuse and misconduct. And then it goes into the right of privacy, illegal search and seizure. No one could, like Officer Reinhardt Louisville said, no one could be in your home until Will took your statement and agreed to protect you. And then a heavy-set cop talked to Dave and made a statement at Walmart within a day or two. He nailed the requirements per Department of Justice for protective light custody for one of the informants, turning the police not knowing about the retired judge's daughter. Those people were so advanced where I had called the FBI. I was so drugged up I couldn't even get out of bed for 3 days. Will called and left his number, and it's not like me. Third day, I had to get up and mow the lawn. Get air in my face. Ask Sarah if she would witness for me. Of course, I'm scared for you. So I buy her card. I take it out to the mall and put Will's number in it. We go up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. A guy that looks like that guy from Cooking Show. Young up his face, fill it out. Is in there. Paul Paymer makes a big thing in front of 7,500 people. My God, I had an FBI agent in my office. I walk off. Dave comes in, let's go, and he's threatening my life in the vehicle, and I'm holding on to the door. Okay? We get home, and I get in bed, and I'm scared to death. The next day, I have to call Will back. My head's spinning again. You know what I remember? The what a shame guy. Not the guy that tried to kidnap me, tried to carjack me, threatened to knife me at Huntington Bank. I remembered another guy showing up and saying, what a shame. My mind was gone. My neighbor Mike got roofied in a bar. He came up to me. I got a problem. I don't know how I got home. I'm like, go sleep it off. He's like, I got another problem. I got $80 in my pocket. I'm like, check your bank. He's like, well, I took $100 out. But what was in the box with mustard? Now I didn't change my shoes. They let him watch the bar tape 5 months later. He told everybody he was an astronaut. And they let him drive around high all night. You know, this is about as sick as some guys roofing your girl in a bar, taking her out, raping her, telling her to say something stupid, taping it. She comes to and she don't even know what happened to her, and those guys are running around saying that they got her taped admitting something, and they're going to extort money out of her and get her in trouble, and she don't even know who raped her. I had bruises I couldn't explain. spinning. They were using amnesia drugs. They didn't have a coroner watch me. There's no such thing. Even the police back me. There's no such thing of anybody being in anybody's home until Will took my statements to protect the light custody cases only. That's it. And I never had to stay quiet. Do you realize how advanced they are? But I seen that guy that pretended he was FBI up there. His vehicle, driving by. They think they're funny. It's a serial killing crew. I went through Dunkin' Donuts last night around midnight. Okay? They said that one guy said, we all told Henry none of this is funny. Okay? And they said, well, they said she was a bad person, so they didn't care what they did to her. And we told him he had no right. Well, they said Henry was the one that caught me up. I don't know him. Okay? And that's not true that people were saying I was a bad person. Walmart, my guards that they hired, got in people's face. Karen's one of the best women you'd ever meet in life. Don't you ever disrespect her. Other ones by the fruit counter. So they said some young guy named John used to watch me. They say, John's here to watch Karen. I look over. And he'd bring like 20, 30 people to guard me. He'd yell out, it's ridiculous for any child to be afraid of Karen. She's nothing but good enough. The Ravenna police told the North Canton Jackson police, worst thing you ever did wrong, honey, is bend over and probably June of 19 at Liberty House, Share Hills and Dales Road. Bend over and probably, though I made fun of the back of my knees. Even the FBI building, we all know she never hurt anybody. So, yeah, they're just lying to everybody. You know, you have to stand in front of a judge with the prosecutor and your attorney for them to weigh out the evidence to place charges. And that never happened. I never even had Miranda rights. I've never been questioned. I've never been prosecuted, and I never found guilty. They said they had fake paperwork to make it look official. It's fake, but they really did stalk me. And they really did apparently Photoshop a shower scene and drug me up and tell me to say something stupid. And after I called Will, they were breaking and stabbing me with needles, telling everybody they were agents from the agency stationed in the courthouse, in Walmart, taping audio. Okay? And that they were using sodium pentothal on me. It's a lethal outlaw drug. Side effect. You say yes to anything if you survive. It's attempted murder. You know, if nobody believes me, come down. It's public knowledge. They sold the police login to Karen Around the House state case. That's what a cop called him. And about 4 other departments mentioned Karen Around the House. What's that? One of us have to watch or listen to her every day. Protective light custody for informant for the FBI. And there's real legal home surveillance. And they got these people like the Freemason said. With this case, they have these people dead to rights. Over 4 different police areas have mentioned Karen Around the House. Okay? Sheriff's mentioned it at Faith Family Church. Maslin Police. Tuscarora Sheriff's. Karen, what have you been up to? Hartville. The informants here. See what I mean? And even a couple of the gang talks. So, yeah. It's just a state case. Protective light custody. The church is hiring up people to drug me up, cut me up. And they want to put their name on it. That they were a part of the people framing me before. It's that older African-American man that worked for retired Judge Pete. They said it's him. He wore a short top hat. You pull Belden's Village food court, I'd say even November, December 18th by Charlie's. He's over there running around telling everybody he's running it. They said that he's the one that actually framed me before. It was him. That the photoshopping and drugging up. A retired judge in Florida just got arrested by the sheriffs for human trafficking. There was another judge's daughter got a bunch of cops in trouble, got arrested. 5 judges framed and raped 41 lives before they were stopped, and they got 6 to 20 years. 139 refused to not roll over some for conflict of interest. They got 1 to 10 years and up to $1 million fine. They don't play with judges breaking the law. And then the police helping out. For the one, I was at Stat Care a week ago Thursday. I told the nurse about the one officer raping me. And I have spasms from it. I go to leave, and I had been playing the tapes of the case. Security guards are in Altman Stat Care, okay? And they said we're not allowed to say anything to her. And what on earth? It was the police up there. They were supposed to be following her around, protecting her. And it was them. We called up, and they said one team wouldn't fix it. She notified another one, and they wouldn't fix it. Or they demanded their surveillance. They're not going to fix it. The only one that's going to fix this is the FBI. And I never had to stay quiet one day. They said the FBI looking up for obstruction to justice. And they framed him for the neurochipping at Altman Hospital, March 13, 21, 2:53 p.m., flashing fake badges. And how much you want to bet that old woman that got in my face is retired Judge Pete's wife. And they paid off a crazed surgeon to cut me up. Do a little investigation. It's amazing. And pull Will's damn case of home surveillance for protected life custody. It's actually very legal. It's the only thing is. Nothing else is. And everybody knows about the shower scene and drugged and told to say shit before. I was found innocent at 18. January 25th, 2019, 8:30, 10:30 at night, where Dave's acting crazy. The cops are at the road. I'm crying in my room. For the police always knew she was innocent before. They were talking about it at the station. Some guy was bailing this guy out from a team and said, if she's innocent, I'll pay a fine or bail. And said, no, the police already knew she was innocent before. And they never want to arrest her. And it was somebody else that did something wrong before they knew I was framed, and they weren't going to say a word. And I got a whole long list of people knowing about the shower scene and the drug confession. At an Oakland apartment, December 9th, 4 p.m., they told him everything was drugged and photoshopped. All the tapes before were them, not her. Wow, what's going on? It's a group of men doing as many crimes as they can to see if they had someone actually stopped him. He talked to the police and investigators. December 9, 21, a white man bald with dark eyes, Stark County Hunger Task Force, was a security guard. Come out from disturbing food. We always knew the tapes before were them, not her, so he never said a word. Okay? He talked to investigators. Okay? Think about this. He talked to him. Several of them. Before Christmas. And there was 2 investigators in there before Christmas or January 4th of 22. Security's walking around with the walkie-talkies. The informants here. Nobody's to say a word to her. Okay? And they come out. That man knew they did all this to her before. And some guy named Eric. And we don't know who he is yet. Okay? Massillon Police, November 24th, 21, 8:40 a.m. Altman Stat Care on Wells Road. We're here to watch her. There's a Steve and Eric stalking her, and we don't know who they are yet, and it's finally got funny after everything they did. Nothing's admissible. Okay? They're wanted. They said it was actually that older African-American man with a short top hat yelling he was running it up there that only cared about Michelle. It's his hitman that actually drugged and framed me before. Dirty bastard. Now somebody, you don't believe me? Come down here. It's public knowledge. Some people have already said they called the FBI. Some guy walked out of the gas station. Some guy's telling them not to believe her when she reports it. And some guy called. Yeah, some guy outside. My other client in North Canton, I found out what was going on. I called the FBI and told them they better fix it. 2 women walked in the BMV a couple days ago on Whipple. We told the FBI they better make it up to her. 2 women, a week ago Friday, or a week ago today, came in Walmart. Those people really cut her up. We told the police they better do something about it. People are calling And somebody needs to get down here. It's a serial killing group, a terrorist group with fake FBI badges selling police information online. They told Dave between March 1st and March 15th of 8:30, 10:30 at night while I'm sitting on the porch. It's a real life case of how to get away with murder. She'll find out. Now, would someone please get down here and help me?